Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams Vidal-Willamette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And for more information on Boson Hub and their digital services, go to bosonhub.com. And for information on the Oregon Fire Museum and the Father's Day run coming up on June 18th, go to OregonFireMuseum.org.
Here we go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Experience live with Russ and Scott. We are so
including
glad to
Russ
be with you
this week.
Yes, I am here live and in person. Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be with you only because of all of your prayers and positive thoughts. And I'm just so thankful to be here. Scott, what kind of a week has it been for you so far?
Oh, it's been a busy week. So I'm on the board of a number of different organizations, and after 6 years, I was at my last board meeting last night for Friends of the Family, which is relationship counseling, FOFM.org. Great organization, but with different things coming on, I needed to cut down something, and that was one of those. So it was kind of a bittersweet last night at our board meeting. So, but anyway, that was one thing. But one of the things that's kicking up is Edvocation. This is a nonprofit that we started in 2017, and so we've had just a number of different things that have slowed us down into getting started. But we got seed funding, and we're in the running we've got conditional approval for a fairly significant grant to work with high school students down in Douglas County, so Southern Oregon, those that are not necessarily college bound, but interested in trades and getting them set up in pre-apprenticeship programs. So I'm pretty excited for that one.
That's really exciting. I'm really excited for you with that opportunity. It sounds like a big project, a lot of work. But at the same time, it's a heart project, right?
Yeah, anytime you get to work with high school students, we're working with our future, and it's inspiring and uplifting.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I tell you, my week is slowly but surely getting better.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we've all had those weeks. I've just been blessed with 3 of them, and so we're creeping ahead. Sometimes feel like you're crawling,
all
right?
joy.
But you know what? It's moving forward, keeping positive in spite of all the things around you. And you know what? I'm excited. There's a lot of great things coming up. I'm looking forward to the opportunity of driving again and getting out. I haven't been able to drive for the last 3 weeks, so being able to get out and move and do those kind of things, so it'll be exciting. But anyway, I am super excited this morning. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say with driving, that just reminds me, it is the summer driving season, and you shouldn't be watching the Experience live with Russ and Scott the replays on YouTube and LinkedIn while you're driving, but you can tune into Spotify. And so follow us on Spotify
Sure you can.
and other podcast outlets, but find the experience and amp up your drive.
Exactly.
Listen to the
And we want to
Spotify.
remind you that we're here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific
Mhm.
Daylight Time for your listening and viewing pleasure on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And once it goes live and is concluded, it stays on there. And we, on all the ads we put out the leading up to the show, it has the links on there. And those links operate for live right now that you're watching
There you
or
go.
a replay. And so you can make sure and watch in case you miss it. We know you're busy. We know you got things going on. So that's important. Also, if you guys would be so kind as to join our YouTube community, please subscribe today. You know, and there's a really, really easy way to do that. And that is to go to the experience.video. The experience.video will take you right to our YouTube page and you can subscribe right now. You can open a separate tab right now and just click subscribe. You'll have it all done. And then you got that set up for whenever you want to listen to it. But like Scott said, don't forget they all convert to audio podcast. You can listen to it on your favorite audio podcast if you like iTunes, if you like Spotify, if you like Amazon, whatever you listen to, you can do that. Also, we want to remind you to please
podcasts are heard.
yeah. We want to remind you guys to please share this out. Right now, you can hit the share button, tag your friends. If you're watching right now, say, hey, Mike, hey, whatever, tag in the comments that you want them to remember. There's great things coming up because we have Fred and Jason, two of the most amazing, positive people that I know, and you don't want to miss that. So, Scott, I think we should get the party started.
Let's get it going because the true inspiration is right around the corner in the green room.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kid Fred and tell him we're going age before beauty. So here we go, Mr. Fred Kienle.
I love the intro. That's right.
Where's the beauty?
I'm 78 years young, and the beauty's behind me on the wall, chips and everything, not me. So that's the beauty of it all. Yeah, I tell everybody I'm going to live to 125 with an option to renew.
I love that. Fred, you're amazing. Listen, for the few people that don't know who you are, please bless us and tell us who is Fred and what are you up to?
Fred is a fun-loving guy that loves to share a bunch of fun stuff, a good attitude. I tell my main mantra is change your attitude, you can change your life. And I love sharing. Anything I do is all about attitude, about being up in a negative world, and it's pretty negative out there. So anytime I can just get anybody to uplift themselves by either entertaining them, and I just finished, I sent you a picture I did on last Friday. I did my first singing engagement since COVID hit live. So my first singing live engagement was with a bunch of seniors, over about 120 seniors at the up in Frisco, Texas. And it was a Mother's Day celebration, luncheon dinner. And I did my little Vegas act. It's an hour's worth of me doing some Bing Crosby and just a bunch of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, Elvis and Neil Diamond and stuff. I had a ball doing that. That is music encourages people. And then not only that, but I love all of my speaking engagements are all about attitude. That's what I do. I speak and I write and I share that attitude. That's who I am.
Yeah. And you have an amazing attitude. I mean, if you want to know how to improve your attitude, go to the gratitude guru, Mr. Fred Kienle, because you are amazing. Gratitude is at the base of it, right, Fred?
Yes, it is. Yeah. The more grateful you are, the find out there's more things you can be positive about. Because if you just stop and think, oh, this is bad, now just stop. You know the old saying, count your blessings. If you draw a line down the middle of a page and you put your blessings and your bad things, I guarantee you, if you really look, the blessings and the gratitude, the things you're grateful for will far outweigh all the negative stuff, even all the dumb, stupid, terrible things you've done in your life, period. It'll outweigh it.
I love it. I was really looking forward to the experience with attitude today.
Today. Oh, good. Well, see, you're the motivational listener. So,
well, it's the experience because you have this series of books out, and
yes,
they always end with attitude, and it is our attitude that guides so much.
I've been encouraged. The attitude is, to me, about everything. I've been doing a lot of city employees of a lot of cities with one I call, it's a seminar I do called Safety with an Attitude. I'm really big on safety. I've been in construction most of my life. I got close to 60 years of experience of seeing some bad accidents, causing them, or, and I love sharing the attitude about being safety. It's not just about rules and regulations. It's your mindset that causes accidents, not the rules. So I love sharing that. It's been very successful. I've been having some great time. So any of you cities out there, corporations, if you have some metrics that are down on your safety, give me a call. It'll help. It's a game changer.
So awesome. So awesome, Fred. I appreciate you. And the person that introduced me to you blessed my life with Fred. Fred and I guested on his show. Mr. Jason Cooper is going to come on in. Hey, Jason.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Jason.
So good to be here. And thank you once again, Russ, for inviting me. So always enjoy this. And I think we've known each other for getting on for 3 years now-ish, maybe.
I think it might be longer, but it's been wonderful. And you have always been so gracious as far as popping in when I need somebody on the show. And what an amazing person you are, Jason. Listen, give everybody a snapshot. Who is Jason? What are you all about?
So my name's Jason Cooper. I'm the sales relationship coach. So what does that mean? So I integrate coaching and training models for high performance to create comprehensive approach to sales effectiveness. So what does that mean? These models recognize the importance of building strong and meaningful relationships with customers and prospects by focusing on developing rapport, understanding customer needs, and fostering trust and building those long-term effective relationships, personal and business. Because we know if you have a good business relationship and it lasts, so you can build that pyramid of that trusted advisor. So a trusted advisor means people come to you rather than you go to them. So if you can build that to the longevity, it really helps create that connection. And it's all about connection. And that's something that I've been doing a lot of. And what I like to say and love to say is the ripple effect. If you can create a ripple effect, it helps you, but also you can feed that forward to help others to get what they want. A great Zig Ziglar quote there. Thank you, Tom Ziglar, for that. I will steal that for good. So lots of good things that have been happening in my world over the last few years, and I love what I do. When you can connect your passion to your purpose, to your dream, and that's something I love to do, and that's where I'm actually at now, really loving what I do, and I can really connect what I do with all of the other facets of what I do. So I love speaking, and this is one of the things that I love to do as well. So again, I really appreciate you asking me to come on and adding value forward.
We're really grateful to have you here. And talking about sales is so important because some people say, I don't like sales. But it turns out that all of us are in sales at some point. Even when we're young children, right? We're trying to convince our parents to give us another cookie. That's a sales job, right?
Yep.
And it never stops.
I think everything, if we have a look around us, everything's being sold and everything's being bought. So what are those feelings that create when you buy something from someone that is professional and serves you well? And that's what it is. If someone knows enough about you and they can create that empathetic communication between yourself and the other person, you will buy because you've already imagined what it's like to actually have and dreamt that. So sales is that relationship build. And the best salespeople out there know exactly that and know how to effectively communicate. But they've also done their due diligence about the company. So that's where you get into deep selling. Deep selling is really understanding the client's challenges that they're facing, but also the opportunities that you can actually add value forward to them and get that connection with them. Because we know, that's why we all like each other. People like people and brands that they like and trust, but they can also connect with. And that connection is so key and core. Everything around us is being sold and bought. That lovely Shure microphone that you have there, Russ, You bought that because you wanted to improve your life, but you also want to improve your podcasting and your live experiences. So once you bought that, you knew that you bought quality at a price, but the price is good for you because it means that you can portray yourself in a better way. And that's how sales works.
Yeah, no, it's so important. I'm all about connection and community building. You guys know that, and connecting with people. I love what Scott said. I mean, we are all in sales, and it does start when we're kids with our parents, selling our parents on what we want. And I expanded to my neighborhood next. So I took my Cub Scout cookies out to sell to the neighborhood, right? And where did I go? I went to places where my family had relationship with people, because those people, because they knew me and they liked me and they trusted I was giving them something good, would buy it from me. And so I learned that connection to sales early on. And, then it comes down to just being real thankful, because when you sell with people and you have that relationship, you've got to be grateful and thankful for the people in your life. It says, Zig Ziglar, I love the quote, says, you build the people and then people build your business. You got to continue that people building process, right, Fred?
That's exactly right. Yeah, Zig had a handle on that because he believed in building people first. And the more people you can build up to encourage them to be better salespeople, the more they can encourage other people. I mean, leaders create other leaders. And sales, like everybody said, we've been in sales since we were kids. And I don't know if you guys remember the back of the comic books you'd get, and it'd say this, Zig Ziglar quotes. Way to go, Jason. It had this green salve. It was, I don't know, I forgot what it was. It was shamrock or something like that. It was this green salve you could sell. So you had to send off for it in the comic book. They send you this box of salve and Christmas cards, occasion cards. If you ever went door to door as a 9, 10, 11-year-old boy or kid knocking on these doors, how many doors did you get slammed in your face? No, we don't have it. But that was, sales, people in sales. The biggest sales job I ever did was asking my wife to marry me. So sales is everywhere. And
that take a lot, Fred?
Yes. Sales
take a lot of selling.
I don't care what you do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I love it.
Yeah. Scott?
I just think that's just fabulous. This is a great way to look at it, Fred. Yeah, it is an important part. And again, people think of sales in that negative fashion of the plaid jacketed, over the top, used car salesman trying to get you to something that you don't need. But that's that's exactly the wrong thing.
You guys are
and nobody wanted the occasion cards. They didn't want cards. They didn't want none of that salve. So that was a big lesson there.
Well, one thing that I teach a workshop called How to Turn Cold Calling into Making Friends. And, one thing that people do is they give sales a bad name. Why do people want to get salesmen out of their office, off the phone? Mm-hmm. Why do people want to do that? Even salespeople want to do that. Why? Because it's completely done the wrong way. They're not trying to get to know who you are and what you really need, what you're really all about. They just want to get you to buy. It's all about the money. And there's so many people still doing that. And that's a critical thing. It's just like on LinkedIn, when you ask somebody to connect and the first thing they do is give you a 10-page sales pitch. I mean, come on, people. FYI, don't do that, because that's not connecting. If you say you want to connect.
I was going to say, Russ, tell you what I would normally do when people do that is I would normally say to them, thank you for reaching out to me. If you'd like to learn how to connect with people properly, LinkedIn is a platform, and it's a social platform. So you're here to connect with people properly. You wouldn't walk past someone down the street and slap them with a business card straight away. That's not how it works. Social media platforms are there to help you and inspire and make proper, true connections. So when you connect with people and you do that instant, give them a flyer, give them a pamphlet about what you do, that's not the right way. You've got to build that trust. You've got to build that connection. You've got to build that rapport. Again, it's that pure connection. I'm not going to buy for anyone that does that. I want to find out more about what they do.
Yep.
And then have that conversation and then take it offline completely. I'm not there to sell. but I'm here to add credibility, value, and trust on this platform. And that's why our personal branding that we do here is essential to make that connection. And so people can actually hear what you're like, they can see what you're like, they can understand where you actually are and whether you're credible to what you do and what you stand for in your place of business and what you do.
Yeah.
In the days before social media and the internet, when I was working at Bank of America, and at the time, Bank of America was the 4th largest bank in the country. And I'm at my desk and the phone rings and I answer it. And it's, this is Bank of America, Scott, how can I help you? Right. And the person on the other line had a script, and we can think of it as those autoresponders or those elevator pitches, which I am, by the way, not a fan of elevator pitches, and immediately said their name and that they were from MCI Long Distance Services and that they could save our small business money. And I was like, did you know that you called Bank of America 4th largest bank in the country? And man, this guy continued to just push through that sales script. And he said, oh, and by the way, Bank of America uses MCI for our long distance service. So we can really embarrass ourselves by not doing a little bit of research, by not getting to know who Fred is and what he's involved in and what kind of businesses he has, what kind of problems is he facing, what kind of problems does he solve, who can I connect him up to? But by just doing a little bit of research, you don't get in and say to the 4th largest bank in the country, I can save your small business money.
Yeah.
That's a link that you want to get into. I do the same thing, Jason, that you kind of do. I get a lot of folks, they say, they ask you to connect, and you do connect, and you get some weird ones out there, but sometimes you get the connections that say right away you get this instant remark, this message back 4 pages long about what they do and how they can help you and blah, blah, blah. And I say, look, I always answer them back and say, well, I appreciate your pitch. I said, however, I'm not interested in that, but it's LinkedIn is a great place to share, network, and share your posts and ideas. So if you have something you want to share with me that I can share with my other people, that my connections and stuff, please send it over. I said, but right now I just want to get to know you as a person, and then I leave it at that. And then I also I do my branding. I put my brand out there and my name and sometimes my books and my picture that I always send to you guys down there. Say, have a great day and leadership with an attitude, things like that. But branding is important. Keeping your name out there is important, but it's how you do it, how you approach it. Just like you say, I don't want to call you up and say, hey, you're the greatest company in the world, but I can help you with my little bitty whatever it is. That's not the way to do it.
I have no idea who you are, but I know I can help you. I have no idea what you need, but I'm sure I can help you. It's just like, well, speaking of branding, Fred, why don't we, as within the time we have left, let's go back to you. Tell us a little bit about your books, and then we'll bounce down to Jason about what he's got going on program-wise. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my book, my latest one is Leadership with an Attitude. I'm writing my 4th book, and it's called Faith with an Attitude. And all of them are about attitude. And your attitude about your faith is imperative, and it can either make or break you. Because in today's negative world, life's negative world, there's so many ups and downs. But everything I do, the Success with an Attitude was really targeted for young high school kids. Now, I'm glad, Scott, you're working with these kids in high schools and stuff, because that's such a growing time. You're so confused. You don't know what you do. People, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know, fireman, secretary, waitress, bus boy. You don't know. You really don't know. So you need some guidance there. And Success with an Attitude, it's all about people skills. And then my 2nd book was Health with an Attitude. And health is so imperative. And I love sharing that with a lot of the assisted living homes with the seniors, because they get in this depressed mode about their health because things are happening to them. And Russ, I know how you feel about this. And when you're not feeling good, man, it's really hard to keep your attitude up. So I love going in and using that platform to build their attitude up about their health. And that starts changing their body chemistry completely. Of course, Leadership with an Attitude, if you walk into a company and you pull on the door handle and it's all loose and everything, that's important. So whoever the maintenance guy is important to that company. Whoever mows the yard out front is important. Whoever answers the phone, everybody in that company, from the janitor all the way up to the CEO, is a positive strength in that business. So everybody can be a leader in their field. And that's what leadership with an attitude is about. Building up their courage to show how important their job is. It's not just, oh, well, I'm just whatever. No, that's what I do. And I love sharing that.
Awesome. Awesome, Fred. Jason?
Okay. What I'm up to. So a lot of things I'm up to is Fred mentioned health. One of the most important things, and Russ, you've mentioned health as well. Things that I love to do. I recently did an ultra marathon. I've never run a marathon in my life. A marathon is 26 miles. I run 31 miles over mountains. And I raised 1,200 euros for men's mental health for Pieta House here in Dublin, just because there's always a higher purpose there. You've got to do things for a reason. So I did that for a reason. Number one, it was a goal. It was a purpose that I wanted to achieve. But therefore, a few of my friends took their lives, one really close friend of mine, and I wanted to make a difference. And if I could do that and I could show people that I can do it, I have the will, I have the mindset to achieve a ridiculously big goal in my mind. If I can do it, that's the first step of making a difference to what you can possibly do. Sometimes we have to practice what we preach. Do I say, not what I do, but actually say I'm actually going to achieve it and do it, and visualize in your mind that you've already done it. Across the mountains, when I did it, I cried several times. But I cried because just the emotions that actually were powering through me. But once I got up to the last mountain, which absolutely killed me, a lady I was chatting to, she said, "Are you okay?" I went, "No, I'm really struggling." She said, "Get up, you're fine." And that really empowered me to just strike up to the rest. There's about 50 meters to the top. That really empowered me in my head. And right at that point, I visualized seeing my kids and my family at the end of the line. And that actually happened. So empower yourself to achieve more than you think is possible. Do what you can do. It all comes with your intrinsic motivations and what you see internally. And what you see externally is your extrinsic motivations. So this is what I do. I practice what I preach. I love what I do. And this is the stuff that I want to create in a ripple effect, because I love to help and serve people to get what they want. That's why I do training, because I've got a lot of passion behind that. Coaching, I love to coach as well on a one-to-one level and making a difference and empower them, that they come out and they just feel like I can move on forward. I can make those intrinsic, extrinsic steps to make a difference in their life. So that's something I love. So these are the sort of things that I'm actually doing now with my consulting business, is to empower others to say that things are possible. But it does take a little bit of failure to move yourself forward and to learn forward. Feed forward, as Marshall Goldsmith always says.
Absolutely.
And how do people get in touch with you, Jason?
Oh, they can find me on LinkedIn. I'm all over LinkedIn. JasonCooper.io, jcooper.io, and Instagram and Twitter, JACooper.
There you go. That magically appeared below you as you were speaking. It's all clickable. And Fred, how do people get in touch with you?
Okay. Mostly I do everything on LinkedIn. It's a great platform out there, professional platform. And the other part is I just use my email, fkienle@aol.com. And between those two, I get all the leads and excitement I can handle. So it's just fantastic. So either place like that, or you can find my books on Amazon. Just look up Fred Kienle and Attitude, and you'll find about 3 or 4 books out there that I've been working on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, all that information is in the show notes, the comments, and it's all clickable. So I just want to encourage everybody to definitely connect with Jason and Fred And we want to thank you both for being here today. I know it was last minute to get you guys on, and you're so busy and so popular, we have to work at it. So thank you for being here. And we're going to send you out to the green room and say goodbye, but hang tight for just a sec. We'll be right there, okay?
Okay. Thanks, guys. It's an honor. Thanks, Jason. Nice seeing you again. Everybody.
There you go. It's the experience with attitude.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Well, those two are amazing. It is they're a true testament to surrounding yourself with amazing people. And why are they amazing? A lot of people think I cannot be amazing. Well, let me tell you, God has put a little bit of amazing in all of us, ready to burst out. And all it does is just take a little effort from you. As my friend D. Scott Smith says, it takes, to take advantage of all that's before you today. It's just the willingness to step forward and do it, right? Take action. So just want to encourage you guys to do that. Scott, what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Well, I was just going to say, I really like Michael Holt's comment too, that says sometimes it's just someone believing in you, which, it's great when people believe in me, when people believe in Russ, but that means that you can express your belief in someone else. Yep. And so I challenge all of us before the end of this day, reach out, make a phone call, visit somebody in person, send them a text message, whatever it is, but send that out and said, you know what, I was just thinking about you, and I want you to know I believe in what you're doing, and do it from true belief in that.
Right. No, that's amazing. So what do you got going on the rest of the week?
Yeah, so we've got the Aging Better Network coming up in an hour and a half. I think that's right at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Unscripted conversations about the aspects of aging. That is my wife Christine A. Smith's show, and you can find that at LinkedIn or AgingBetterNetwork.com. And then I have got a big presentation tomorrow. It's a big presentation, although it's only like 7 minutes. But it's to the Bureau of Labor and Industries, who mentioned edvocation.org. That's a nonprofit working with high school students that are not necessarily thinking about college, but our society is in dire need of people in the trades and skilled professions. And we're happy to work with them. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting. Well, listen, I've got a couple more live streams coming up this week. Marketing with Russ, aka #Russ Selfie, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Have an amazing guest. And then tomorrow night or late afternoon here on the Pacific Coast, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have Russ Reels Live. I'm really excited about this show. It's all about perspectives on cancer, and it's circled around Tim Soane's book and around some of the authors that collaborated with him and wrote on that book. And they've all either survived cancer or are currently going through things, but persevering. And I get the opportunity to interview them. And since I am going through the same situation with cancer, it is, very near and dear to my heart. I'll be appearing on Tim's show called Perspectives with Cancer, I think next week. It's either the next week or week after, coming up as well, guesting on their show. So, great opportunities to really share encouragement, even when you're going through struggles. So looking forward to that coming up. And with that, Scott, I'm just ready for the rest of the week. I think it's time to wrap today up.
Yeah. Well, always great to hang out with you, Russ, and fight the good fight.
Yeah. Even when you're not feeling it. You can always bring
There you go.
And then you feel so much better. So, hey, everybody, until we see you again, which is next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Have an awesome week and a great life. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.